I still remember the moment my phone vibrated against the wooden kitchen counter, the dull buzz slicing through the quiet afternoon. I glanced at the screen, expecting a reminder, a message from a friend, maybe even something from Ryan, my husband of 10 years. But what I saw made my stomach drop. I don't feel the same anymore. I've already spoken to a lawyer. From now on, any communication goes through them. I blinked, rereading the message over and over, convinced I had misunderstood. My hands tightened around the cool edges of the phone, a strange numbness creeping through my fingers. This had to be a mistake. A typo. A cruel joke. I tried to call him. My heart pounded as I pressed the phone to my ear, each ring stretching unbearably long.
Once. Twice.
Then straight to voicemail. My knees felt weak, my body swaying slightly. Ryan was at work, or at least that's where he was supposed to be. Just this morning, we had gone through our usual routine. Coffee, a quick kiss before he rushed out the door. Nothing had felt different. Nothing had warned me that he had already decided to rip our life apart. We weren't perfect, what couple was, but I had believed, down to my bones, that we were stable. That our love was strong enough to withstand whatever rough patches we faced. I set my phone down, staring blankly at the glowing screen, my breath coming in short, uneven bursts. Maybe he'd send another message, something to explain, something to take it back. Minutes passed. Nothing. A strange chill crawled up my spine as I turned toward the staircase, my feet moving before I even realized what I was doing. I climbed the steps quickly, 2 at a time, my heart hammering as I reached our bedroom. The closet doors stood open. His side, filled with neatly pressed shirts and carefully aligned shoes, was untouched. Not a single item missing. That didn't make sense. If he was leaving me, why hadn't he taken anything? Then my eyes landed on the nightstand. His wedding ring sat beside his watch, both carefully placed on a folded sheet of paper. Dread coiled in my stomach as I stepped closer, my fingers trembling as I picked up the note. Don't try to call. It's already done. 2 short sentences. So final. So distant. As if the last decade of our lives together had meant nothing to him. A broken sob clawed its way up my throat, but I swallowed it down. This wasn't just some impulsive decision. It was planned.
Cold. Calculated.
And suddenly, my devastation turned into something else entirely. I needed to know why. I don't remember how long I stood there, gripping that note like it held the answers to the million questions racing through my mind. My heart pounded so violently I could hear it in my ears, drowning out everything else. The room around me blurred, our bed, the framed wedding photo on the nightstand, the half-empty glass of water he had left the night before. It all felt surreal, like I had stepped into someone else's nightmare. And then, like a dam breaking, the shock turned to something sharper, hotter.
Rage.
Ryan had planned this. He had gone behind my back, met with a lawyer, drafted this message, all while pretending nothing was wrong. How long had he been waiting to drop this bomb on me?
Weeks?
Months? I stormed downstairs, nearly tripping over the last step in my rush. My fingers shook as I unlocked his office laptop. He was careless with passwords, never bothering to hide them from me. Maybe he had been so confident that I'd never have a reason to look. The screen flickered to life. I navigated to his emails, scrolling feverishly, my breath catching as I spotted a series of unread messages at the top of his inbox. Subject: divorce proceedings. I clicked. My stomach twisted as I scanned the dates. 3 weeks ago. He had started this 3 weeks ago, while we had still been sleeping in the same bed, eating dinner together, making love. I wanted to scream. I clicked on another email thread. This one wasn't from a lawyer. It was from her. At first, I didn't recognize the name. Lauren. But the more I read, the clearer it became. I can't wait until you're free of her. You don't have to keep pretending anymore, baby. Did you tell her yet? Or is she still clueless? Each message was a knife to the chest, cutting deeper, tearing apart whatever fragile hope I had left that this was some misunderstanding. Ryan wasn't just leaving me. He had someone else. The air felt too thick, suffocating. I stumbled back from the desk, my vision swimming. I wanted to break something.
Scream.
Make him feel just a fraction of the agony he had just inflicted on me. Instead, I forced myself to breathe. Crying wouldn't fix this. Begging wouldn't change anything. But revenge? That was something I could control. Revenge. The word echoed in my mind like a whisper in the dark, curling around my thoughts like smoke. I had never been the kind of woman who schemed, who plotted, who played games. But Ryan had turned me into one. And if he thought he could just walk away, erase me from his life with a few typed words and fall into the arms of his mistress like I never existed, he was mistaken. I wasn't going to beg. I wasn't going to cry. I was going to make him regret every single choice he made. I sat back down at his desk, my fingers steady now as I clicked through his emails, searching for anything that would tell me more about her. Lauren.
Who was she?
Where did she work? Was she just some random woman he met at a bar, or was this something deeper? It didn't take long to find her LinkedIn profile. Lauren Hayes, marketing executive. A glossy professional headshot stared back at me. Long, honey blonde hair, perfect smile, sharp green eyes. I hated her instantly. Then something caught my attention. The name of the company she worked for, Westbridge Media. I almost laughed. Ryan's firm did regular business with them. I had been to their offices before for Christmas parties for client dinners. I had probably shaken her damn hand. And then I had an idea. I clicked over to Ryan's work email. He had dozens of unread messages, a backlog of ongoing projects. But there it was, an upcoming merger deal between his firm and Westbridge Media. A deal worth millions. Lauren's name was on the email chain. So was her boss's. And Ryan's boss. I stared at the screen, a slow smile forming.
Perfect.
I opened a new email, typed out a message, and attached a few carefully selected screenshots, ones that made it very clear that Lauren and Ryan had been involved while she was negotiating business deals with him. Then, I scheduled the email to send at exactly 9 a.m. Monday morning to everyone in the company. By the time either of them realized what was happening, it would be too late. I leaned back in the chair, exhaling for the first time in what felt like hours. Let the games begin. The weekend crawled by in agonizing slowness. Every second felt like a countdown to Monday at 9 a.m. I barely slept. My mind ran wild with possibilities, imagining how Ryan would react when he saw the email, how Lauren's carefully constructed career would start to crumble beneath her. I wondered if he would call me, if he would storm through the door, demanding answers, if he would realize that I was the one who did it. By Monday morning, I was sitting at the kitchen table, coffee in hand, staring at my phone like it was a detonator. Then boom. At 9:02 a.m., my screen lit up.
Ryan.
I let it ring, and ring, and ring. Then another call. Another. A voicemail. Then a text. Ryan, what the hell did you do? I smiled. Another text. Ryan, are you insane? Do you have any idea what you've done? I set the phone down, savoring the moment. Then another notification popped up. Unknown number. I hesitated, then answered. Hello. You little bitch.
Lauren.
Her voice was shaking, but it wasn't fear, it was rage. You think you can ruin me? She spat. You think you can destroy my career over a man? Are you really that pathetic? I leaned back in my chair, letting her words wash over me like waves crashing against a rock. I didn't ruin you, I said calmly. You did that all on your own. A sharp inhale, then silence. You have no idea who you're messing with, she finally hissed. This isn't over. And then, click. I stared at my phone, my heart still pounding. Lauren was scared. And when people were scared, they became reckless.
Good.
The fallout was even bigger than I imagined. By noon, my phone was flooded with messages. From mutual friends, from old colleagues, even from people I barely spoke to. The scandal had spread like wildfire. Ryan was suspended. Lauren was under investigation. Their little affair had been exposed in the worst possible way, right in front of the people who controlled their careers. I wondered if Ryan was still at the office, trying to put out the flames, or if he had already gone home to deal with the wreckage. Not my problem. Then, at 3 p.m., my front door slammed open. I jumped, my heart racing as Ryan stormed in. His face was flushed, his tie loosened, his eyes wild. He looked like a man on the edge. "What the hell did you do?" His voice was sharp, but underneath it, there was something else.
Panic.
I took a slow sip of my tea, barely looking at him. "I don't know what you're talking about." Ryan let out a bitter laugh. "Bullshit. You think I don't know?
You sent that email.
You destroyed my job." I tilted my head, pretending to think.
No, Ryan.
"You destroyed your job. I just made sure everyone knew the truth." He ran a hand through his hair, breathing heavily. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" "Yes," I said softly. "I finally got even." For the first time since he walked in, Ryan hesitated. His anger flickered into something else, realization. He was finally seeing me not as the woman he discarded, but as the one who couldn't be erased. "I never wanted it to end like this," he muttered. I laughed, cold, sharp. "Neither did I. But you didn't give me a choice." Ryan opened his mouth, but before he could speak, his phone rang. I glanced at the screen. Lauren. The moment stretched between us. Then, without a word, I stood up, grabbed my bag, and walked past him. "You'll be hearing from my lawyer," I said over my shoulder. And then I walked out, leaving him standing in the wreckage he created. I didn't go home that night. I didn't want to be anywhere Ryan could find me, not while he was still simmering in the chaos I had unleashed. Instead, I booked a hotel room across town, turned off my phone, and let myself breathe. But peace didn't last long. By morning, my curiosity got the best of me. I turned my phone back on and the notifications came flooding in. Messages from friends. Missed calls from unknown numbers. And one text from a number I never expected. "Lauren." I stared at it for a long time before opening it. "Lauren, we need to talk."
Meet me.
Cafe on 7th, 10 a.m.
Come alone.
I should have ignored it. I should have laughed and deleted it. But something about the message gnawed at me. Lauren was desperate. And desperate people were dangerous. So, at 9:59 a.m., I walked into the cafe. She was already there, sitting at a corner table, sunglasses on, fingers drumming against her coffee cup. She looked different. Not the poised, untouchable woman I had seen in passing. She looked wrecked. She lifted her head as I approached, pushing her sunglasses up. That's when I saw it, the faint bruise on her cheekbone. I sat down slowly. Did Ryan do that? Lauren exhaled sharply, looking away. Does it matter? I leaned back, folding my arms. Why am I here? She hesitated, then slid her phone across the table. I glanced at the screen. A message thread. Ryan, you ruined everything. Ryan, you think this is over?
Ryan.
If I go down, you go down with me. I frowned. What is this? Lauren's voice was tight. He's losing control. He's unraveling. And he's blaming us both. I felt something cold settle in my stomach. So, Lauren looked me dead in the eye. So, if we don't do something first, he will.
Вы сказали. Дальше. Чат сказал.
Part 7. I stared at the screen, rereading Ryan's messages. A slow, sickening realization crept over me. He wasn't just angry. He was dangerous. I looked up at Lauren, who was gripping her coffee cup so tightly I thought it might shatter. She was scared, and that scared me. I exhaled. What exactly are you suggesting? Lauren leaned forward, lowering her voice. We make sure Ryan doesn't get the chance to ruin us. We strike first. A cold, bitter laugh escaped me. You want to team up? After everything? She didn't blink. You hate me. I get it. But this isn't about us. This is about survival. I should have walked away. I should have left her sitting there with her bruises and her desperation. But I knew Ryan. I knew what he was capable of. And if we did nothing, we'd regret it. I took a deep breath. What do you have in mind? Lauren's lips curled into something that wasn't quite a smile. Let's just say, Ryan won't see it coming. By the time I got back to my hotel, my hands were shaking. This was insane. I had spent months drowning in my own pain, plotting my own revenge, and now I was considering teaming up with the woman he cheated on me with. But Ryan had forced my hand. He wasn't going to stop. My phone buzzed again. Another message. Ryan, you think this is a game? You have no idea what you've done. I swallowed hard. Yes, I do.
And I wasn't finished.
If Ryan wanted a war, he was about to get one. That night, Lauren and I put our plan into motion. We weren't going to let Ryan destroy us. Not after everything he had done. Lauren had access to his secrets. His bank records, his shady deals, the skeletons he never thought anyone would find. And I knew how to make sure people saw them. By morning, Ryan's life was crumbling. His company was hit with a fraud investigation. His accounts were frozen. His carefully curated reputation
Shattered.
And just when he thought it couldn't get worse, Lauren left him. I didn't stick around to see the wreckage. I packed my bags, left town, and let the past burn behind me. Ryan tried calling. I never answered, because for the first time in a long time I was free. And that was the best revenge of all.